Hello our beautiful hammerheads and welcome back to Warhammer Plus reviews. This time it's the first episode of the newly released The Exodite, episode number 1, Flame. So the summary for the episode on the Warhammer Plus site just states, as the Tau Empire and the Imperium clash over the husk of a war-torn planet, the recently elevated stealth Shazray Lagoma must lead her team on a vital mission to stop the war. Her orders are to bring back a mysterious figure who has been thwarting Tau efforts to negotiate. So, my gorgeous brother, what are your thoughts about this episode?
Okay, I just say it from the start. I was pretty much blown away. So we saw the trailers, we absorbed the trailers, every single detail, but nothing could prepare us for what we saw.
Yes. So let us begin from the get-go. Animation style, that's the first thing we're seeing.
Well, the animation style is gets compared to animation style of Angels of Death, had a wonderful, unique animation style that fit perfect in the narrative and gave an excellent overview where the details were narrowed down. And then we got Exodite. And the animation is superb. So it is full on the focus. It's the Tau, they are high technology. So it's a bit everything more brighter. We have, instead of pictures everywhere, we have the holograms, we have the diagrams. We basically have what we imagine what the Tau interiors would look like. And it's amazing from all the details. There are so many details in every single scene. It's just beautiful.
So this is another studio who was working on the Exodite. Angels of Death was the internal studio from Games Workshop, and this is Lost Legion Studios with some industry veterans, some of them since 2012, and some of them award-winning, and it shows. Lost Legion Studios are 6 members, and they have 6 contractors and partners. In the Warhammer community article, they stated in 9 countries, 4 time zones, and so basically they're sending the file always throughout the world. And when one team is sleeping, the next one is working on it, and so on. It's basically the soundtrack for Bloodborne again. Because, fun fact, the soundtrack for Bloodborne was also made in 4 different time zones, so it was just sent around the world like this one. Yeah, animation it's just beautiful. From beginning to end, there's almost nothing to say against it. Sometimes it's stuttered.
I understand, Honored One.
But it was in 2 scenes, I guess it was. Otherwise, did you notice something?
I actually didn't even notice that it stuttered in the first place. I heard for the first time, so yeah, I didn't notice anything.
It kind of confused me because I thought my PC was stuttering again. I rewatched this scene on my phone, but it also stuttered there, so I guess it's really the file of the video. But animation is fluid, just some background characters were not even chunky or something. It was just they were saving themselves some work, and that's totally fine. That's an industry standard for animations, be it anime, other cartoons. That stuff in the background is not fully animated, so that's a given. Details on the characters themselves. What are your thoughts about them?
Oh, I I have to say I love the characters. We saw a lot about, well, the main character, of course, Shafre Lacoma. We even see on the Warhammer community page from the article today a 3D render of her upper body and the stealth suit she wears. It's hard not to say anything negative about about all the details in itself. I'm still blown away from this episode. Sorry.
Yeah, it really shows that the team from Lost Legion Studios are basically Warhammer 40k fans.
Yeah.
So then, music.
Oh, the score.
Legion Symphonica. We love you. I make the Korean heart. The soundtrack is amazing. I was just blown away.
Yeah, about the soundtrack. I love this the switch in tune. So whenever we have the Tau, we get a more Rocketeer sound and then comes the Empire with their Gothic cathedral like ships, and it just has this Gothic sound.
Yes.
The perfect score for this perfect moment when you think, or I imagine when a spaceship from the Imperium comes, this sound or this soundtrack, and it appears. It just appears.
So again, like with Lost Legion Studios, Legio Symphonica, 40k fan, he knows what he's doing. It's beautiful. And he's doing this for 2 years now. So the music for 40k. So yeah, it shows. He's fantastic. But then, sound effects. What are your thoughts about the sound effects?
Whoa. Well, sound is something necessary in every kind of medium, and especially in a show, mostly if it's on fantasy or science fiction. And of course, we have a lot of war movies, so we can imagine how this real weapon sounds and this. But science fiction is completely different because we don't know how a high velocity cannon would sound. And then we have the show, and they show perfect how we would imagine how this kind of weapon would sound, how this sound will appear. When a projectile hits an energy shield, the entire atmospheric sounds, it's beautiful.
Yeah. When the battle fleets are firing at each other, that is... It just hit me to my core. It was beautiful, and everything I criticized with Angels of Death and the sound effects, that the heavy bolter was too wimpy, the chainswords are not angry enough, throw it out of the window with this one. It was just, everything had oomph behind it.
The sound details are amazing.
Yeah. Okay, then let us go to the synopsis of the episode, because from this point on, spoilers, in-depth review of the episode. I have it in the background right here, so that we can talk about it scene by scene. So the beginning is just explanation where we are, the Eastern Fringe, Tau versus Imperium, we already know that, and that an Eldari Exodite Ranger is thwarting the discussions and negotiations between the Tau and the Imperium. Then Cicatrix Maledictum in the background. Okay, then we just see the planet. It's just a war-torn ball of flame, and the Imperial warships are just raining down bombardments on it. The next shot is just the Tau fleet with a giant crude war sphere. And it's so immense, it could be its own planet, basically. It's the grandeur is awesome. After that, we have Lacoma standing in a window and reminiscing about the last battle she had with her Shazray, so the unit champion. The champion dies, and she just stands there, as I've said, watching, looking out of the window. And what were your feelings about this scene when she's just standing there and thinking about the last battle? Sadly, my brother was too tired to keep recording. I understand that, so I will just finish the rest of this on my own. While we see everything there up until the scene in which Lacoma reminisces about the last battle, there is a narrator in the background.
The arrogance of upstart empires.
It is Clancy Brown, an amazing actor. Some of you might know him from Starship Troopers, Sergeant Hinks, or from the video game Detroit Become Human, the police sergeant. So always a plus in my book. After that, we have the elevation of Lacoma from unit member to unit champion. So she is being promoted by an ethereal to the rank of Shazray. The whole scene is just beautiful. Everything, despite being a fully technological race, everything is lit by candles, and the ethereal is gifting Lacoma some prayer beads, which you can also see on the ethereal model in the start collecting box from the Tau. As soon as she's promoted, she gets a small present in the form of a new battle suit. Before she had an XV-15 stealth suit, now she has an XV-25, and the whole scene in which she suits up is just so Iron Man-y. But my thoughts went to Subnautica when you step inside the dive suit and it's just welcome aboard, Captain. Was a very beautiful scene to be seen. So after that, we follow a drone inside a starship flying throughout the hangar. You see everything in the background moving, and everyone's getting ready for the upcoming fight. And Lacoma just gets her mission briefing, and in which Lacoma's superior just tells her that the Eldari Ranger is killing everyone who tries to negotiate a peace treaty between Imperium and Tau. And all the while, outside deep space, all hell's breaking loose, everyone's fighting, ships are getting destroyed, and this is the part in which Legio Symphonica and the sound effects team are at their best. We follow 3 Mantas, one of the biggest dropships in 40k. Just how the greater good is so important for the Tau that they are sending another bigger ship to protect these Mantas from being shot out of the sky. So the next scene is inside the Manta with Lacoma and her unit, with a little bit of back and forth of banter between 2 squad mates, which is beautiful and reminds me of the Farside novels. And you can see that they're a young team, a bit naive, and they're, oh yes, we can do it, which is pretty funny. All the while they're plummeting through the atmosphere onto the planet, and inside nothing happens. It's just beautiful. You can see that the Tau are highly technologically advanced race. And of course, the gun drones are cute and adorable.
Synchronized. Synchronized.
There had to be some drones, because of course it's Tau, they're nothing without their drones. So the last scene we get from our Tau stealth squad is they're just jumping out of the Manta, plummeting towards the surface, and all the while activating their stealth drives. It's beautiful. And of course, again, Clancy Brown narrating, because Clancy Brown is the Exodite, which is amazing. So we get a fast glimpse of him as the Eldari Ranger, just turning towards the camera, and it's done. It's beautiful. So all in all, I'm very happy with this. It's been far too long since we got an animation for Warhammer Plus. It's been a month, and it was worth it. I give it a thumbs up. This is a 9 out of 10 ethereal prayer beats. I'm very much looking forward for the next episode. So my biggest gripe with this one is it's just 12 minutes. Yes, it's story-wise, they're jumping right into the scene. There is no character development. You just see, okay, that's Lacoma, she's being a unit champion. You don't need more. That's it for now. You will learn more about her in the next episodes. It just jumps straight into the story, and I'm good with that. Very excited for episode 2 next week, hopefully next week. But yeah, what are your thoughts about this episode? Are you as happy as we are? I hope so. Please let me know in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, do all the YouTube stuff, because hitting buttons is fun. So, have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic. Stay hydrated. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!